U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has stated that during his visit to Hanoi that the United States is seeking stronger military cooperation with Vietnam. Speaking ahead of talks with Vietnam's Defense Minister Phan Van Giang, Hegseth has highlighted ongoing defense collaboration, including the delivery of 3 Coast Guard cutters and 3 T-6 trainer aircraft, part of a larger order of 12. Hegseth has further stated that Washington was committed to continuing these projects and expanding joint initiatives, emphasizing that the U.S. supports a strong and independent Vietnam. Let's listen in.
The Trump administration supports a strong and independent Vietnam as a mutually beneficial partner. So we want to expand our partnership together and work to advance our shared interests.
Now for this discussion, we welcome Glenn Grant. He's an ex-advisor to Ukrainian Defense Minister, joins us live from Riga. Thank you very much, Glenn, for joining us again.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Glenn, can you tell us if these delivery of 3 Coast Guard cutters and 3 T-6 trainer aircraft and a larger part of 12, does it mean anything, does it signify anything particularly in terms of what's happening with South China Sea and a lot of things going on and the deeper U.S.-Vietnam cooperation on military?
To be blunt, it's almost an insult for a country like Vietnam that is so important in that region. Vietnam has been pressurized by China a lot recently, as has the Philippines for the South China Sea. And one would have thought that Hegseth would actually come bearing gifts that had some real value. I mean, we're talking about peanuts here. This is the sort of thing that America. It's like Smarties. It's the sort of thing you hand out to children. There is nothing substantial in this of any real military value at all, and surely he must understand that when he comes along, because this will not make the Vietnamese military sit up and say, hey, this is a great country that we're going to be working with. More to the point of, hey, you're just insulting us. So I find it a bit worrying, to be honest.
Glenn, do you think that as you mentioned, these are like peanuts compared to what actually the strategic value of Vietnam's current location, or Vietnam's location, geopolitical importance in the region? Do you think this move it could be taken as insult to Vietnam, and do you think that would push Vietnam closer to China in any way?
I'm not sure about the pushing closer to China. I mean, I don't think the Vietnamese would want that. I mean, they feel threatened by China. I know this, but I'm absolutely sure that when America comes calling like this, that you would think that there will be something substantial in the offer. I mean, I might add that having seen the last trade agreement between Vietnam and America, it was very, very one-sided for America. America will bring stuff and you will take it, sort of thing. And Vietnam has actually ordered 50 Boeing aircraft, or supposedly ordering 50 Boeing aircraft. Well, that's a huge deal for US, and they don't seem to understand what they're doing in international relations terms.
Do you think Vietnam just doesn't understand over here, or that U.S. is undermining their importance, or do you think just Vietnam does not have means or people to negotiate on a rightly basis for them?
That is a very good question. I mean, it's quite clear that at the moment that it's the U.S. side that is weak. It may be that Vietnam doesn't have the as a nation yet, doesn't have the self-confidence. But they've stood up to China a few times recently, which makes me think that they're not about to drift into the Chinese sphere of influence. So it's a really strange period, but I cannot see that Vietnamese military are going to be thinking in great terms about US at the moment.
And how do you think, how could Vietnam balance closer ties with Washington while maintaining its policy of non-alignment and cooperation with other major powers?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a very good line, a very good question. Is non-alignment even a possibility when China is actually sort of imposing itself upon your real estate, upon your space? I'm not sure it is. So I think that the Vietnam itself needs to actually to think quite hard about how it deals with others. I mean, it needs a stronger relationship with some of the other Asian countries, almost like an Asian NATO, because China is only going to keep pushing out the boundaries, and Vietnam, as a small country as it is not going to be able to face China alone. So the whole of the region needs rethinking, or needs to rethink its international relations, and I don't see that's being encouraged by the current US attitudes or administration.
With that, I would like to thank Glenn for sharing that insight. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next discussion as well. Now we move on. Ukrainian forces